The Season 4 finale of The Handmaid's Tale left us all speechless with the event that completely changed the course of the series. Serena Waterford's future is now uncertain, and we can't help but wonder what could happen to her moving forward. Warning, the video contains spoilers for The Handmaid's Tale 4th season. Fred Waterford's fate, huge influence. After that huge turning point in Season 4, after Commander Fred Waterford lost his life, most fans have been wondering if Serena Joy, the character portrayed by the amazingly talented Yvonne Strahovski, will become a handmaid after returning to Gilead. The show featured Fred betraying Gilead in the finale of Season 4 called Progress, but this is where June Osborne got involved and ticked the commander while using her relationship on both sides of the border, and this resulted in Fred losing his life thanks to June. To be honest, fans have been waiting for this for a long time, and now that it has finally happened, we're desperately waiting for the new seasons in search of answers. But there's one major fan theory that suggests Serena's return to Gilead will have only one outcome. She'll become a handmaid. Now that Fred is gone, there's only one question: what will happen to Serena and her unborn son? Let's find out, shall we? So, as we already know, Serena's pregnancy and June's arrival in Canada were the two reasons Waterfords decided to work together. Fred denied his testimony against his wife in interest for Serena to continue her role as the faithful and loving wife. Now, one thing is clear: Serena won't be judged for the things she's done to June Osborne, but with Fred's departure, she'll however face some changes. Serena's future is now one of The Handmaid's Tale Season 4's biggest unsolved mysteries. We also need to mention that all reports for Season 5 of the show claim that Fred will be present in the next season, but he'll only come back through flashbacks. We also know that these flashbacks will have a major influence on the further plot of the show. Can you guess what these scenes Fred will appear in will be about? Share your own theory in the comments down below. Now, if we look at Season 5 only through the surface, we know that Serena can't return to Gilead without Fred because her son could be easily taken, and she'll be of course taken away to colonies and become a handmaid, despite Naomi Putnam's promises that Serena would be treated good in the Gilead. In an interview with Elle, Strahovski spoke about Serena's future and all of the threats she'll face. She mostly talked about her biggest threat, and that's of course June Osborne. The knowledge that June was the one who ripped Fred apart, that's the scary part for Serena. That's the biggest threat, and if she goes out into the real world and gets released, especially if she gets to keep her baby, that's the part that will constantly have her living in fear, said Strahovski. If you expect to see Serena free, that's probably far from the plot that you're going to see in the next season, since Fred is no longer here to give her the security she had in the previous seasons. But then again, she has gained a huge group of supporters in Canada who actually want to see her go free. Because of the fact that she's a widow, she has secured herself a more loving appearance, but we don't believe she'll go through Season 5 without having to face some big challenges.
When I'm begging for the Lord's mercy.
Completely transformed plot. Season 4 of Handmaid's Tale premiered almost 2 years after Season 3. The show faced some filming issues because of the global pandemic, but it seems like the wait was worth it. Plenty of surprising plot twists were included in the 4th season, and they completely changed the further development of the show. June's escape to Canada, and Lydia's surprising decisions, Serena Joy's pregnancy, and of course Fred's departure. These twists set a very uncertain plot for the future of the show, and because of that, fans all over the world have been coming up with different theories about what could happen next. Episode 9 of Season 4 proved that June hadn't taken the former commander's decision to turn informant against Gilead in exchange for his freedom in Canada very well. She seemed like she would simply move on just so her family can be safe, but she just couldn't do it. There was so much pressure. When Fred apologized to June, she had this look in her eyes that screamed a realization that the things he did were not just bad, they were awful. He said he regrets that he put her into everything she's been through in Gilead, and in that moment, June knew exactly what to do. Fans knew that it's just a matter of time when revenge will play its part or when Fred would pay his debts. The only really surprising thing was that it was done properly and by people we never expected to do such a thing. As you all remember, Lawrence made a contract with the Canadian government that Gilead would hand over held women in exchange for Waterford. And well, the rest is history. Now, before we continue with the other Waterfords feature, make sure you smash that like button if you haven't done it already.
Out of respect, I hold no ill will, even after those things.
Serena Waterford's fate. If June decided to do the whole Fred thing quietly, things would have been different. She would have just put an end to his life without further complications, but it's June. She couldn't go quietly, and in the final moments of the 4th season, Fred was hung on the wall with a huge warning of everyone who behaves like him. Every Gilead's commander, June made a huge twist in the plot. She's the one responsible, and now she might face a huge punishment from the Canadian government or the ICC. There's no question if June will be punished, the only question is how and when. Most fans believe that this will be one of the biggest storylines in the next season of the show. And even if what June did was justice, that doesn't mean she'll deal well with the consequences. Fred's departure will of course have a huge impact on Serena Joy. As we previously said, she was in a terrible relationship with him for years, and now that he's gone, she can use his past actions for her own well-being unless she becomes a handmaid. Fred's departure is a win situation for June, but it's a huge loss for Serena, and that finger June sent her, that's a pure provocation since Serena lost her own finger when she stood up to Gilead. This only means one thing: Serena will go after June in Season 5 no matter what. Vendetta War is just about to start.
You can't love. You don't know how. Serena, you...
Becoming a handmaid. In the same interview with Elle, Strahovski told that a proper end for Serena would be for her to become a handmaid. However, this theory, according to her, is very obvious, and she really believes that now that June could create something pretty equal to or worse by separating Serena from her child, June could do this in a million ways, and according to Strahovski, June will most definitely use Serena's child since that's the most effective way for the character to suffer. Most fans want to see Serena suffer, but we should definitely take her character seriously. She's indeed vulnerable, but she's also dangerous, and when it comes to a mother protecting her child, we can expect a lot of anger in Serena's eyes. According to an interview showrunner Bruce Miller had with THR, Serena is as much angry with June as June is with Serena. This means their relationship will reach a point where both of them would start an unforgettable war in the next season. There's that absolute toe-to-toe, woman-to-woman venom, but also, what's the relationship between two women where one destroyed the other's offender? Miller asked. This only sets the future complicated plot of The Handmaid's Tale, and we believe we're about to see the best from the show.
Nick and Alfred had a relationship.
Do you guys agree? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, share your own theories about what you expect to happen to Serena Waterford in the next season. Make sure you like our video and subscribe to our channel so you never miss any of our videos in the future. As always, thanks for watching, guys.